Hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of the Brotherhood Smoke Podcast. Woo, we're finally here.
We live.
It's lit. We're here, finally. I'm your host, Taylor Made. Along with my co-host here.
Random guy Kev, what's up?
It's lit. We out here. We're finally launching. Right. It took a little while, but we got it off the ground. We was going for a minute, but we back. Let's get it popping. So we're going to open the show up with our Grownish segment. We're going to open it with a quote from the great prophet Diddy. If it ain't making you money, making you better, or making you happy, don't make time for it. So when we get into this, we're going to talk about how it applies to relationships, friendships in general. My personal stance on it, I believe it's a return on your investment. You know, if those 3 standards can't be applied to anything, don't involve yourself with it. Don't get involved with it. Don't look into it. How you feel about it, Kev?
I mean, if anything that makes you negative in any aspect of life, you shouldn't even have it a part of your life at all. If it's only, being a parasite in your life, delete it, let it go, and just, keep being you, keep being happy. I think this applies to both friendships and relationships, just because, people like to be parasites in relationships and friendships. They only need you when, you have something that they need, in a sense. Whereas it's money, they'll take your happiness. They'll take a lot from you and not give anything back.
Absolutely. I feel like they'll feed off you, but you also have to look at this, I feel like, from an aspect of even in your work, in the activities you put your time into. You know what I mean? If it's making you money at your job, but is it making you better? Is it making you happy? And I feel like this trickles into everything else outside of that one spectrum or sector of your life. You go to work for 8 hours a day, but you come home at the end of that day. Are you carrying work with you? Is it really making you better? Yeah, you might be getting your dollar, but what else are you getting out of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people, they work 24/7 and don't know how to distinguish work from, their personal life. So they come home and do more work and they're not happy. Instead of working on their own little side business, working on their happiness, working on improving themselves versus, working, improving the company that's already making millions or something.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I feel like I find myself guilty of that. I feel like I'm looking at the more so kind of making me money and the long-term betterment, but I don't look at the making me happy. I kind of sometimes negate that or ignore it to kind of look at, all right, long-term is making me better. My happiness, I can kind of worry about that later, which I think a lot of us fall victim to because we're so set in our ways of trying to, be better, be the best. But in that, you're not taking care of yourself and your well-being, which is very, very important. I feel like to, again, being the best you.
Yeah, people forget to take care of themselves and forget about their own happiness and focus on everybody else's. I was a victim of that at one point where I just cared about how everyone else felt instead of myself. And then it hit me. It was like, hold on, I got to care about myself. I got to make sure I'm good. I got to make sure I'm in a positive space before making sure anybody else is in a positive space.
Absolutely. And that's another thing, again, with making you better, making you happy. Apply that to everything, guys, even family, because sometimes they can be toxic and draining as well. And I feel like we try to downplay it because there are relatives. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to surround yourself with any of that kind of negativity. Again, it's all about making money, making you better, and making you happy. Those are the 3 standards. And if they can't be applied, that investment is not worth your time at all.
Word. I agree with that 100%.
I feel like this is kind of segueing us into our next segment, the Black Trailblazers. So in the Black Trailblazer segment, we're going to highlight Black excellence on a number of levels, between personal levels, macro levels, all that. We're going to get into it. So the first story we're going to talk about here is there's a Black woman. She's a physician, and she's been working on 91-year-old practicing physician. She's the granddaughter of a slave, guys, and one of the first doctors to treat women with opioid addiction. This is amazing, and I think it's kind of crazy because when we try to discuss, how far we've come overall, she's a granddaughter of a slave, a living, working, practicing physician, this woman, and she's one ancestral link removed from the days of slavery. And I'm sure she's not the only one out there doing this. Okay, the next story we're going to go into is about LA barbershops and how they're helping men combat blood pressure. I found this story was posted on Blavity. These barbershops are playing a significant role in helping decrease the high blood pressure among Black men, studies are saying. Researchers have, questionnaire barbers in California to encourage their patrons to make doctor's appointments.
You know, Black men, we don't like going to the doctors at
Until
all.
it's too late.
Yeah, we don't like going to the doctors at all. It's something that a lot of, even though we have, some of us do have, like, full coverage and we can go to the doctors and get checked out, we choose not to, just because we kind of were raised in a way where it's just like, all right, if I can get some cough syrup and drink some tea, I'm
Get
good.
the tussin. When in doubt,
For
drink
real.
the tussin. You will be straight.
For
Or all the
real.
homemade remedies. A hot toddy can fix anything.
For real. Like, even like my mom and my dad, they would always just create some type of Haitian remedy that, I mean, but it worked though.
For
My
real,
thing is,
for
it worked.
every time, for real.
It tastes disgusting, but
Or the
it works.
potatoes in
So
the socks.
I just be like,
Did you ever
"Ah."
get that one? Like, put these potatoes in your socks.
No.
So basically,
Nah, we don't
potatoes,
do-
what they do is they draw out toxins in your body. So when you put them on your feet, if you're
Okay.
sick, you take them out of your socks, they'll be black. Like the potato itself changes color because it literally naturally pulls the
wow.
toxins from your body. So that also helps when you're sick. But these California barbers are encouraging their patrons to make doctor's appointments, healthy lifestyle choices, and meet with specialty trained pharmacists, to make healthy decisions.
I mean, barbers are literally therapists.
Absolutely.
They're
Hell yeah.
therapists. They can mess up your day by messing up your haircut. They
Dog.
either make you look good or make you look bad. It's one or the other.
And in the meantime, making you feel good or feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's the person you talk to for everything. I've been going to the same barber since probably the past, I would say, 15, 16 years now. Same one. If he's not available, I will not go to anyone else. Just because I did that one time and they messed up my haircut and I had to get a smooth, like, baldy, no hairline, nothing. He just took my hairline all the way back and was like, yeah, $20. What?
You don't cheat on your
dog.
barber, son. Rule number one
I
to the
mean,
game. This is an unwritten rule. You don't cheat on your barber.
The crazy thing is, my barber took a vacation for a month.
Right.
So it was like, do I wait or do I get a haircut? Next time I am waiting. I am forever waiting. I will never do it
I
again.
feel like that'd be your best bet.
Yeah, because that barbershop relationship that you have, the relationship you have with your barber, that's like, life changing.
Dude.
If they do it right, you good.
If they do it wrong, you're screwed.
Yeah,
Son,
for
but it's
real.
crazy you say, like, I've had the same barber as well, but I kind of stopped for a while and we reconnected. Son, Mr. Russell is the man. He has to be in like his 60s at this point, but one of the coolest old black dudes, was around for, everything, has so many stories about being like a black revolutionary. So for our next story in the Black Trailblazer segment, we're going to talk about Ivani. After this Waffle House waitress helped an elderly man in an act of kindness, she went viral. She earned a scholarship to Texas Southern University and got her own day. I love the Waffle House, dude. Waffle House is dope as hell. Some of the best food. One of the dirtiest restaurants, but some of the best eats you'll ever get in the South.
Yeah, you're right.
Dog, love that place. And everybody who talks down in it, you can see me for it, to keep it a bean. Like, you can see me for it.
I mean, it's like one of those places that, I mean, you have to go and see. Like, okay, you may see an IHOP.
It ain't the same.
Fuck IHOP.
It ain't the
Go to Waffle
same.
House.
Like, Waffle
That's
House,
where-
when you go to
that's
eat
where
at
you're
Waffle
going to
House,
get
you're eating
everything
with your
done at.
family, my guy. Like, you're dining with family the way they take care of you in there. So 18-year-old Ivani Williams, shout out to Ivani. Go off, sis. So as a waitress at the Waffle House in Lamarck, Texas, she was photographed cutting the food for a 78-year-old man, The photo went viral and her act of kindness earned her a college scholarship. So she had been saving money for college, and during one of her shifts, an elderly man had came into the restaurant to eat. He was wearing an oxygen mask and mentioned that he had difficulty using his hands. She cut his food so he can eat, and somebody snapped a picture and posted on Facebook. After that, she received a lot of love, a lot of well wishes, and Texas Southern University got a hold of it and found out she wanted to pursue her degree in business management, and consequently gave her a $16,000 scholarship. And the mayor named May 8th Ivani Nene Williams Day in her honor. Shout out to sis. And again, I feel like this ties back to our initial message. If it ain't making you money, making you better, and making you happy, don't make time for it. She's a waitress at Waffle House and went off. Her job makes her that happy that she gave her all. And look what the return she got on it.
I mean, you never know. The thing is, you never know who's watching. And, I mean, it's better to be human than not be human. And people forget that concept a lot.
I call bullshit. Have you ever been to New York before? Being human is not a fucking thing.
It
Being a
isn't.
human in New York
You're right.
is not a fucking thing. I'm sorry. I try to be, nice. I try to be a human, but like commuting and dealing with New Yorkers has turned me out.
Yeah.
Like that human shit is like the last thing I'm worried about, unfortunately. Call me a bad guy. Like call me a bad guy, but I'm sorry.
That's funny.
In our next story, we're going to take each week, and in our Black Trailblazer segment, we're going to also highlight somebody that we personally know that have been out here making moves. No matter how minor, no matter how major, out here doing things. And I believe our person for this week is going to be my co-host, random guy Kev. My man's an author. He got some self-help books out there. He got book number 3 coming out. Fill us in. What's going on? Kev, tell us what's good.
Just regular, I mean, when you got time into the day and you ain't doing nothing, and I mean, you just focus on other things and you just, remain humble.
Humble brags. Humble brags, like son.
I mean,
son, tell us about yourself. Stop playing humble. Like, stop playing with me, son. Come on, yo.
I mean, still a little light work.
Word, real smooth. Whatever. Whatever.
So my 3rd book, yes, I have completed that, and it's,
3.
Yeah.
A large. Get it all for him. Like what? Book number 3.
Something light, nothing too crazy. This is, Thoughts of a Random Guy, Volume 3, which is releasing in April 2018. So, I mean, I'm excited about it. I mean, I took some time to, I kind of removed people from my life that weren't relevant or I just didn't need right now. It's just, I mean, a lot of people have hit me up like, hey, where have you been? I mean, I'm focusing on me. I'm focusing on making sure I'm in a better place, because I think at times as men we forget to make sure we're in a good spot, and a lot of times people don't necessarily care about how we're doing. I mean,
Amen.
They fake care, but I mean, people assume they know what's going on in your head based off of social media posts. So you may post something of you smiling, you being out, things like that, but people don't know truly what's going on in your head. So, I mean, my book is pretty much just touching on this past year of everything going on in my life, watching my dad die, me going through just stuff in regards to my sister still, friendships, relationships. I mean, my thing is, I'm a very honest and straightforward person. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I tell you.
Right. Keep it 100.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to waste anybody's time. If you want to, it's funny because I have this one part where somebody tried to step to me. Like, I mean, this chick, she tried to step to me, but I mean, she didn't have all her ducks in a row in a sense, as far as she only saw what she wanted to see on Instagram versus actually getting to know me as a person. And I told her straight up, like, I'm not going to sit here and waste both our time. Like, I feel like you should go talk to somebody else. Like, it is what it is, because I am not in the right place to be in a relationship with you right now. So, I mean, it's those things that I've learned over the past 3 years that is just like, I mean, helps me. I mean, and I hope it would help other people once they read what's going on in my life. They'll be like, damn, shit, that happens. And I get that a lot from people. So, I mean, something light. I mean, I'm just regular, book 3 dropping in April. But, I mean, I also, my nonprofit, we've been working on some stuff. We're trying to get some other stuff going on. The person I do that with, his dad just died, so it's like we going through a lot right now.
Man, I get it. I've been there. I get that. It's no easy feat, but I feel like with time, everything we grow.
Yeah.
And time and everything, you know what I mean. Things heal. May not completely, may not be back the way it was, but I feel like there's growth in it. There's a blessing in every lesson, no matter how.
I agree.
Good and or bad situation there's something that's coming out of it.
I agree with that 100%. And it's like, and people continue to ask me, how have I stayed so strong through, the past 2 years with my sister dying, my dad dying. I'm like, Who told you? Who told you I was like being strong right now? I mean, I have to keep.
Who said that?
I was keeping my composure. Like, I mean, I don't grieve in public.
Right, I think no, and that's what I feel like nobody does, but people don't understand that, like, we're in this social media age where everything is broadcast, everything is put on Front Street. You know, only your real friends, your real people that you let into that vulnerable space,
Yeah.
you know what you're going through and know what you're dealing with. That's not something that I feel like I just openly go down the street and share with people or openly feel comfortable expressing that. But I feel like it's also just one of those things to bear in how to constructively channel it. You know, I feel like if you've lost a parent before, you know what that's like, and you know, there's a lot of different ways you can go about handling it. Myself, when I lost my father, I did not grieve constructively initially at all. It was actually pretty bad for me. I didn't really get in any trouble or hurt anybody else, but it was like I was going out partying, like I was channeling that injury in places it shouldn't have been gone, and I got into a lot of foolishness, not bad foolishness, but I was just out a lot more than I probably should have been. You know what I mean? But with that, I say this to say, find that silver lining. You know what I mean? And don't lose yourself in all of it. And there's always somebody willing to listen. You know what I mean? So keep your people close.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, and it's like coming back to social media, everybody thinks you need to post everything on social media or it didn't happen. So it's like, alright,
Validation.
Yeah, it's people searching for that validation, and I hate it so much. I've never really been that person, and it's just like, alright, if I wanna post something on Instagram or social media in general, I'll post it when I feel like it. I'm not posting it just because I want people to see what's going on in my life. No. Why would I do that?
I see, I'm a little different. I post the shit on people sometimes, kind of like, oh yeah, by the way,
I mean,
flex bomb, boom, good afternoon, good morning, flex bomb, boom, it's Wednesday. This is what's going on. Have a blessed ass day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I mean,
my energy's a little different when I not so much validation, but more so kind of like, yeah. Look at me. Look at you.
I mean, I agree. I mean,
life.
sometimes I do that where it's just like, you know, you having a great moment or you having some great things going on in your life and you just kind of want to show it off. Boom. I'm just going to
humble brag.
Just throw it on the gram. Boom. Here it is. But it's just like one of those things. Like sometimes everything does not need to be shared.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. Some stuff is better kept to yourself.
Yeah, I don't care if you and fucking the dude that you're dealing with are together and then you guys are not together. My thing is, I love those people that post constantly about their relationship. I mean,
bro, until they break up,
and you're just sitting there like, all right, what happened? What happened to bro? Like,
dog, we've been in this relationship together collectively on the gram for months. What the fuck is up? Like, y'all can't break up and not give us a video. We need a hurt bag. What's going on? Who did what?
Yo,
like,
I need an explanation for real. I'm sitting there scrolling through your pictures and it's just you, like just single pictures of you. What's going on,
bro? But that I feel like that's like the red flag though, especially for niggas that's out here hungry and fishing. Yeah. Bro, you see the niggas deleted off her page. Yeah. Oh, word, that's how you moving. Yeah. Slides to the DMs.
No, it's funny because like people will see me post girls on my page and be like, "Oh, that's your girl." I'm like, "No, I can't post girls on my page."
Nigga.
I mean, I can't post my friends. I can't post my
Evidently
friends.
Not.
I mean, but it's like, I mean, my thing is, I'll just post them on my page, just to post them like, we took a picture together. It's lit. I mean, I take pictures with everybody.
You mixy as fuck. You right.
I take pictures with everybody. I mean, you always gotta have the memories. Damn,
that's a fact.
You gotta have the memories. I mean, you don't necessarily need to post them on Instagram, but you need to have those memories. And like,
at least for yourself.
Yeah,
you're right.
For yourself. And then when you do post them, I mean, you could throw it on a Wednesday. For me, I throw it on a Wednesday, just throw people off. Like, all right, that's his Women Crush Wednesday. What? Just to fuck with people.
Okay, so you like to spice shit up. All right, I see. Make people turn to a spectator. Yeah, I had the holes in your page. Scroll. Let me see what the fuck is going on here. Wait, who is this?
They scroll all the way down. Like, hold on, let's see his tag pictures now.
Whole inbox in shambles because you trying to be fucking funny. I thought we was dating. You took me out for drinks last week. Who is that bitch, God. Kevin?
And that's the other.
Who is
and
that
that's the other
bitch,
thing.
Kevin?
When people think like you're going. We're getting completely off topic, but at the same time, it's like
completely. It's okay. No. We'll rein it back in.
But it's crazy because it's like when I'm the type of person like, yo, let's link up, let's go get drinks and food, and immediately somebody be like, all right, so we going on a date? No, ain't nobody say that. can we just go have a conversation? Let's be.
Let me find if I like you first.
Yo, for
actually.
real. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about life.
Right. Let me see how you thinking.
Yeah, because
you could be shit for brains
for
trying
real.
to go on a date with me. Chill out. Don't get crazy.
For real, like I was this one chick that I was talking to. It was like, I mean, like we liked each other's pictures, we commented on each other's stuff, and it was like, all right.
So y'all was throwing subtle shade, like the subtle. Oh, I might like you a little bit.
Yeah, sound light. Then I was like, all right, let me slide in these DMs real quick.
Look at niggas.
It's like, yo, what's good? Da da da. Then next thing we linking up and we going to grab something to eat. She's like, yo, I really like you and this. Oh, hold on, miss. Hold on. You don't like me. You like my pictures. You don't really like me. You don't know nothing about me to like me.
You onto something. Do you know people on Instagram?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
do you know people? Do you know people based on their Instagram?
Me, nah.
I mean, that's anybody.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You know what I show you.
I
you
agree.
know shit about me. You know what I show you, what I allow you to know about me.
I agree with you 100% on that. But it's just, one of those things where you just gotta kind of go with it. But that we can save that conversation for later.
Dog, it was a complete plot twist. We were completely off topic, but let's rein it back in. Speaking of plot twists, our next story, almost segueing into the Colonizer Chronicles. This woman discovers she's white after 70 years of thinking she's a light-skinned black woman. Son, it's actually crazy. Her name is Verita Bird. She was adopted by a black family and grew up thinking she was a light-skinned black woman until about 2014 when she found out her biological parents were both white. She published a book, 70 Years of Blackness, in December 2017. Says she never questioned her race until she began researching her biological family in 2013. Ancestry.com, African Ancestry.com, boy, y'all are spilling the tea, fucking up families out here, son. This woman all this time thought she was black, a light-skinned black woman. She's white. She said, I didn't know what I was. It was never told to me that I was white. She's the biological daughter of Daisy and Earl Beagle, a poor white couple with 4 other children at the time of her birth. Her father abandoned the family in 1943, and her mother sustained a traumatic injury after falling from a trolley when she was 5 months. The other kids were taken out of state, and she was adopted by a black couple, and they raised her as an only child. But her biological parents were dead by the time she made the discovery. That's wild. And when she went to find me her actual siblings, like they treated her like shit. The one sister actually used the N-word, and then when she died, she banned her from her funeral. Like, bitch, she didn't want to go anyway.
For real.
So rest in hell. Anyway, I think that's kind of crazy, and I feel like that goes to kind of show you how crazy life is. You know what I mean? You really don't know what you don't know. So go to African Ancestry and run y'all shit. You might be white.
My thing I heard about, like, I think there's if you read the entire, like, terms and conditions, which no one ever reads, they have the ability, from what I was told, to sell your DNA information to the government or to, like, other agencies.
Kev spilling the tea, y'all. Listen close. Listen close. That boy read.
I mean, I'm just saying that's what I read, and it was like, I was like, you know what? I'm good. I don't need to know that deep information, because it's like, all right, we got your DNA now. What's up? Where's it going?
They kind of use that for anything. Next thing you know, you're a damn bomber. You're a damn terrorist. You're a black identity extremist. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got to be careful out here. They lurk.
Yeah, it's the same thing with facial recognition.
Bro, I don't do that or that fingerprint shit. I'm too skeptical, and I just feel like, I don't know. I'm not comfortable with that. Like, for what? I'll put in my little 4-digit passcode, and if you break past that, my nigga, you a code cracker. But other than that, I put my finger on that shit. Like, this ain't that much information here for you to steal, but some pictures.
For real.
Like,
I mean, I feel sorry for her at the same time. She enjoyed her life.
She lived her life as a black woman. She been out here. She been living her life like it's golden. You know what I mean? Look, living. Yeah, and personally, from looking at her, she don't look like she white.
She don't,
at all.
She don't though.
She don't look white at all. But this segues us into the Colonizer Chronicles. This is going to be my favorite segment of the show. This is when we highlight the Caucasian buffoonery or Caucasian clownery. And you know what they say? Don't do clownery, because the clown always comes back to bite. Our next story is about a white man who's accused of robbing Las Vegas casinos wearing blackface. Now, come on, pasty face. You know damn well, looking at you, we gonna know that your ass ain't black. I wish y'all could see this picture. My man got cornrows and everything on some bullshit, son. So a white man's accused of robbing a strip casino in blackface in January. Cameron James Kennedy, he's 26, was charged with robbery and an armed holdup of a casino cage at New York, New York. He's been on probation. Prior to these robberies, he's done several. And he committed this one and thought he took a cab after the robbery.
That's funny.
He went away with $23,000. And let me see. After the robbery, he bought a gold bracelet for $1,500. He brought money orders of more than $1,800 and a $1,000 prepaid debit card in someone else's name.
That's wild. And
on January 18th, an anonymous tipster told investigators that he had robbed the casino, and phone records placed him there. So, this asshole, he's an idiot, bro. You put on blackface, like, first of all, and this goes back into the whole being a black man in this country. So your first thought was to go commit a robbery and paint your face black.
Word.
Now, do you know how at risk you put the black men in the area who were minding their business, paying their taxes, and earning their money, the right way?
Yeah.
Donkey of the fucking day. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
Kick bricks, Kennedy.
I mean, what do you expect? They whenever somebody, commits a murder, a theft of some sort.
Got crazy.
Yeah.
Took it there.
A theft of some sort, they always assume immediately it's a black person. So he went with let me put on blackface and act like I'm black, so they could assume it's a black person. So then they're not looking for me.
But he looked pasty faced.
He looks really bad.
You see that? Yeah. He looks pasty faced as hell. Like he looks like his face is painted on. Looks like cake. You fucking dummy. He's a dumbass. Yeah. So on to the next story, the audacity of white privilege. So this story is about a black man on a United airline. The woman next to him took her shoes off and placed both feet on the table on the flight. So as he's waiting for the flight staff to say something, he's kind of like giving them the side eye, kind of like trying to, snitch without telling. Like, he's looking at the staff and, he's giving them the snitch eye and everybody's kind of disregarding him. So, he finally decided to say something to the woman like, ma'am, I'm trying to eat and your feet are next to my food. And she says to him, what do you want me to do? These seats are small. So my man replies, I understand, but there's room under the seat for your feet and legs. So she said, this is why I fly first class, so I don't have to come back here with everyone else. Sis,
bitch, say
what now?
She wasn't in first class.
Wait,
okay, go ahead.
Bro, it gets better. So I'm like, that's great. So are you going to put your feet down? So she calls over the flight attendant as soon as I say that. She says to the flight attendant, this man's disrupting my flight. I'm just trying to be comfortable. So I point at her feet and explain the stance. And y'all want to know what the flight attendant fucking says? United, y'all can kiss my ass. She put, what if she puts her feet closer to the window and puts one down? The woman says, if I put one foot down, I want to be accommodated for accommodating him. So do y'all want to hear the fucking gag? This is the gag right here. So the flight attendant speaks to the person in charge on the plane and they give this woman $1,000 fucking voucher.
Wow.
$1,000. So my man said, so I asked, okay, well, what voucher will I be receiving for my suffering? The flight attendant says to him, sir, we could only make but so many accommodations, and she has agreed to move her feet for you. When I tell you I would have been gladly removed from that fucking flight and reimbursed because I would have acted like a stone cold, full blown, uncontained nigga on that flight. No. Excuse my expression, and it's good because I didn't use the hard R. But what?
That's
what? $1,000 for being fucking dirty? You got your feet up here on the table where people eat. They hand you snacks and drinks and shit that they put on these tables, and your crusty ass toe jam and shit is all up on the table.
Yeah, that's nasty. You
dead ass?
You can keep it. You can keep it. I feel like it's recorded somewhere. I feel like somebody recorded it. My thing is, if you... I don't know how people are inconsiderate when flying.
Honestly, there's not enough room already. I feel like on planes, the way that they set them up. That's one. Two. Oh, excuse me. Oh, shit. I'm dying. But, for you to fly and to be that much of an asshole, are you kidding me right now? Like, you dead ass? Sis, you can go to hell. I don't have your name, but you can go to hell, too. Fuck out of here.
Nah, I feel you on that.
So I feel like that about wraps up our Colonizer Chronicles for this week. I want to thank you guys for joining us on the podcast.
Yo.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at capital TBHS Podcast on IG and Twitter. Again, at capital TBHS Podcast on IG and Twitter. And for any questions and answers you guys want us to answer on the show, shoot us an email at thebrotherhoodsmokepodcast@gmail.com. Again, thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Taylor Meade, and we are out.
I'm Kevin. Random guy Kev here. Disrespectful. All right. Have a good one, everyone.
Good night, y'all.